everyone. So, hi, I'm Gokul. I'm working for NetApp as a technical lead expert in storage domain. So today I'm talking about why and you need to become a vegetarian, the benefits of being a vegan. So you recognize the famous personality Albert Einstein, who has said half a century before only when why you need to be a vegetarian and benefit of that. To start with that, so today the agenda is what are the environmental issues we have associated with non-veg uh, eating, and the personal health issues associated with non-veg, and the personal finances. I'll touch upon the finance part, the ethical part, and there's a different angle called spiritual incentives also. So let's start with environmental issues. So to produce 1 calorie of beef meat, you require 70 to 80 calories of fossil fuel to be burnt, either in the form of gas or whatever it takes. You need 70 to 80 calories. If you compare to other meat like chicken and all, you need 30 to 40 calories of fossil fuel to burn to get 1 calorie of chicken meat. Interestingly, if you check 1 calorie of vegetarian product, if you want to get cook, you need only 1 calorie of fossil fuel, which is like 40 to 50 times more than what fossil fuel is supposed to burn. Fossil fuel is our important non-renewable energy which we should conserve and preserve for our earth. And there are some more environmental issues associated with it, something like soil conservation, and then indirectly being a veggie, you are saving the forest and greenery, the greenery cycle, all those. Let's get into some water conservation, how water conservation is going to add on to being a vegan. You require 3 to 15 times more water to produce an animal protein compared to a vegetarian protein. So you can think how much water we are wasting per day or per protein for a person to have meat. So indirectly we are wasting a lot of water being a non-veg. So being a vegan, you can conserve water, which is one of the important resources of our planet to survive, the survival of human being. This is on the grain preservations. How is grain preservation related to this topic? Yes, as the statistics say, the 16 pounds of soya bean required to produce 1 pound of beef, whereas 3 to 6 pounds of soybeans required to produce 1 pound of egg. Shockingly, only 1 pound of soya bean is required to produce 1 pound of veg, which is something like you are consuming more food grains compared to what you are supposed to. That means, I mean, more people can benefit if you are a veggie. More people can consume these food grains. That's how you can conserve the food industry, and thereby you can can preserve grains. Let's get into some of the personal health issues associated with the non-vegetarian. Non-vegetarian is highly rich in fat and cholesterol, which is very bad for our health, the heart, whatever you take in our body. But and there is also the problem with vitamin deficiencies you have associated with non-vegetarian. You find very less vitamins and the excess of protein. Yes, I agree that proteins are really required, and there's a myth that vegetarian products or vegetarian diet doesn't have any protein, but that's myth only. In fact, good amount of vegetarian food contains sufficient protein for the body, whereas meat contains excessive protein which is not required for the body. I mean, it's excess than what human body can consume or supposed to. And there's one more interesting. I mean, there's carbohydrates, which is one of the important part of our diet, is missing in non-vegetarian, whereas which is sufficient in the veggie diet. Okay, let's get into the food grains. This is the famous food grains chain. The bottom of the pyramid, which is broad and heavily populated, is the worms, the soil-based worms, and then planets. On the top of the pyramid, you have predators, carnivorous animals, which are less in number. So as a non-veg, you are trying to consume the top of the pyramid and affecting the entire food chain cycle. Whereas as a veggie, I'm consuming we are consuming the wide variety of the food chain where it's abundant resources are available and there is no scarcity of the plants or the vegetarian food which people can still consume, and there is a lot of plants growing, and so we are not really directly affecting it, whereas non-veggie you are affecting directly. And also there is an interesting part towards the high concentration of agricultural chemicals are there in food industry, I mean the meat industry, whereas it is concentration is less in veg industry. This is another interesting thing. There are nearly 20,000 drugs, including steroids, antibiotics, growth hormones, which are given to the livestock to make them healthy, to healthy meat, to able to have a longer shelf life for the markets. That's good for the livestock, but it's very bad for those who consume them, because indirectly you're consuming those medicine directly into your body without any prescription. This explains why human being is in top of the food chain, eating the entire pyramid. So some of the diseases which are more prone and common in non-veg eaters are osteoporosis, kidney stone problems, diabetes, arthritis, obesity, fiber deficiency. Fiber is very less in meat compared to veg products, and too much of protein. I need not say anything on this. As a regular non-veg eater, you are prone to heart attack anytime, any place. So let's come to finance part, which most everyone likes. As a veggie, you are saving more indirectly, because your non-veg food is more costlier than veg food, and you are spending less. That's how you are saving more, and your family will be happy. So there is ethical part of being a veggie. You are loving animals, you are respecting life, there's no slaughtering, you are going as a strict non-violence towards a better world and a world peace, which is not the case with a non-veg eater. So this is the incentive part I wanted to cover. So why is spiritual incentive part of this slide? Yes, there's a meaning. According to Hindu mythology or philosophy, there's a karma associated with every wrong thing or not right thing you're doing. So as a slaughtering, even though you are not you're eating the processed meat or whatever, you are indirectly contributing towards the slaughtering of the animals, which attracting negative karma to you, and your karma balance is going negative. So beware of being a non-veg eater. And sometimes people also do say that during the conversation they might be saying, why are you behaving like an animal? You know what is the reason? Reason is because you are a non-veg eater. As a non-veg eater, you are getting the animal instincts. Because you're consuming them, you're getting it into your body. And also animal aura. There are good aura and bad aura. So as a veg eater, you're getting good aura. As a bad meat eater, you're getting bad aura. So don't ask me why I'm a vegan. Ask yourself why you are not. Time to go for vegan. Otherwise you end up in the similar situation like this. So save planet, be a vegetarian. Thanks. Stop it.
Yeah, I stopped.
ఇక్కడ అది స్టాప్